Namaskar everyone. Welcome to Guru Purnima today. Thank you for joining us today in the hall and of course also virtually. It's a work day and I so appreciate that you made the time to be here. For those of us who are true seekers, the Guru is undoubtedly a major part of our life. We say that when we meet the Guru, an initiation happens. That's a Shaktipat initiation, by presence, by thought, by mantra, by touch. We say we become twice born, and I could attest to that. When I was 20 years old, it was a hard year for me, terrible year. Devastating year. I was so focused on going to university, impassioned with learning, and then I just lost it. One day I woke up and life just seemed to be different. I seemed to have lost all faith in humanity and its direction. And for the first time I began to feel depressed about everything I saw around me. The egos, the focus on materialism, the greed, the jealousy, the hate. For the first time I'm seeing it so clearly and despising it. And it's a world that I didn't want to live in. And I remember during my earlier years, around 15, I had such fascination for the inner world. Really a great fascination. For mystical things. And where the mystical met the science. That became so amazing to me. I love practices. I love understanding practices. And then I thought to myself, let me begin to explore this inner world. And the more I did, the more I realized how difficult it is to experience all these things. I became frustrated with the practices. I would fast, I would sleep on the floor, I'd repeat mantras, I'd pray, I'd go to satsangs, but never totally fulfilling. Little relief, but never totally fulfilling. And then when I read a book by Swami Vivekananda, saying that no religion, no philosophy, no ritual can take you there, I understood. And he said not only the impulse from someone who lives there can make the difference. And I thought, oh my God, this is true. And I began to search for masters. And everyone who knew a little bit within this country here, small country, wanted to be a guru to me. Oh my God, when I saw their lives, I thought, no, this is not the kind of gurus that I want. And so I saved my money and I went to India. And I searched for masters. And I had a most awesome journey of finding. The most profound one was Shaktipat initiation. Just sitting in a hall with other seekers, just chanting Guru Gita, Sri Krishna Govinda Hari Murari, working in the ashram. And within days, just an explosion in the inside. And so I understood what spiritual awakening was. And I understood what being twice born meant. And then I started to be a little confused because the energy was so overwhelming that I had to understand the teachings. Fortunately, I began to read a book called Devatma Shakti, the Shakti of the soul. The divine power within. Kundalini Shakti. And that Sayadaw gave me the answers. And then in the writings of Swami Muktananda, his talks, I got other solutions there. I learned about the Guru. And one of the things that he wrote, because I didn't meet him physically, the initiation happened in the ashram. One of the things that I wrote was that when you meet your true Guru, transformation will happen. And not only that, transformation will continue until you arrive at the destination. And he says that true Guru doesn't want anything from you, but only to awaken within you that which you are. And I took that to heart. And then I made him my teacher. I decided, okay, this is going to be my teacher. And incidentally, that particular day, in October of 1975, I was doing seva with an American guy, a psychologist. And he came up to me and said, Ram, I see a blue pearl. You're wearing a blue pearl? I said, no, I don't have any. I'm not wearing anything. And but he remarked that he saw a blue pearl. And then when I was reading Swami Muktananda's autobiography, he spoke about a blue pearl and the seeing of the blue pearl. And I thought to myself, my God, there's no coincidence. This Swami is my Guru. And from that day, I became devoted to these teachings and to all the practices. And I became exclusive in my honoring of the Guru as this power within a Kundalini. And then, twice born really came into effect. And of course, the rest of the story, you may know. After 4 months, I left India happily, full of spiritual gifts. Not meeting the physical master, but totally happy. I found Kundalini Shakti. I learned the Guru Gita. I learned the Shiv Mahimna. And I learned Seva. I came back with that. My cup ran it over. Enlightenment, I didn't care for that. I was just happy. Happy to feel love. Happy to feel a connection with God within me. Happy to feel a Guru connection inside of me, Kundalini. I was very happy. I came back here. I started to work. I was teaching. I was happy. Then 2 years later, Swami Atmananda from the ashram, she said, Ram, that was my name, they are having a teacher training program. Why don't you come? And then you will meet Swami Muktananda. So it was perfectly during my summer holidays. So I went. And that further deepened my sadhana. Came back as a teacher and started to have a center here. And then very dedicated to the practice. And of course, the major blessing of having met the Guru. That's a story by itself, but I'm not going to relate the details of that story today. Because I couldn't figure out how to worship a human, how to honor a human. That was the most difficult thing. How do I create a relationship with this human? Because all I know is this Kundalini Shakti inside of me. How do I create a relationship with this human? So for a whole week I was confused. Of course I went and frustrated, but I don't feel anything. And then one day I became so frustrated that I said, let me close my eyes and listen to this Guru. And when I closed my eyes in his presence, and I went within, and a remarkable thing happened. I say, but that power that's within him is the same power within me. I don't need to look at him. I closed my eyes, And I felt that he was inside of me and I was inside of him. That was it. I didn't even need to see Baba Muktananda. I just simply was happy to be around his energy and to observe him, how that energy moved a human. And I celebrated that. So I stayed happily in the ashram without a need for the human association, but the energy association. And then I almost left the ashram after my course and everything, without saying goodbye to the Guru because he was inside of me. And then Swami Atmananda said, "Oh, you're not going to tell Guruji, Baba, we call him, that you're leaving?" Baba means like father. So I said, "My God, how did I think that way?" And so I bought a basket of fruits and I took it to him. And he came out and he was more indoors in those days. And he came out in the large dining hall. And it was just me and a Britisher, someone from England, like had darshan that day. And he began to talk about Trinidad because he knew Swami Atmananda was from Trinidad. But I didn't care to talk too much. I simply wanted to touch his feet because he was like a father figure. So I said, "Can I touch your feet?" And I held onto the feet. And I went, oh gosh, it felt so sweet to hold onto those feet. And I felt this direct connection to his energy inside by holding the feet. I could have stayed there forever. So when I held the feet and I stayed there, he took his walking stick and put it, Chota Guru, small Guru, because whenever Baba walked around, he walked with a little stick. And he put it straight on my back. And I thought, I don't need anything more than this. And I thought that was a blessing that was so amazing. And then in that moment, I thought, wow, I could ask him for a name. Because I felt such a big change and he was like a father. So when I came up from the feet, I said, "Would you give me a name?" And then he closed his eyes, went back a little bit, and then Vasudeva. Then he whispered that name. And that was it. That's the name that I adopted when I started this work. So that's the story of Sri Vasudeva in essence, and how much the Guru means to me. So the relationship is more internal and became fully so in 1978 after my transformational experiences, because I see the whole world as having the Guru principle. I see life itself as the Guru. And I see all masters as instruments of the Guru. So I honor every tradition, I honor all spiritual masters who really are masters. I deeply honor them. They're from one principle. And I see the Guru everywhere. And all of you, I see the Guru. And when you connect with the Guru inside of you, I can feel it. I can feel oneness with you. So I always look out for that voice within you. That is the voice of the Guru. Or the love from within you as the love of the Guru. And that's how I treat you. I treat you as the Guru inside, waiting to manifest. And I'm more than happy in every meeting to give the energy blessing that can wake you up to who you are. So with this, I just want to thank you for being here today so that we could all celebrate this day. And I want to say to those of you who are parents that they all thrive from the merit of your seva. And they all thrive with your spiritual growth. My mother never been to Ganeshpuri, but she got into the awesome state of Bhavanityananda without having been in Ganeshpuri. The seva of the child, the spiritual discipline of the child. And same with my father. The moment my head opened up in 1978, a voice said to me, about my father, and I felt something from my heart just went straight to that soul. So I know that he would have gained the merit of my sadhana as well. So our parents, they get the merit of our sadhana as well. And for those of you who have children, it's a joy when they come to the ashram and stay. And they're involved in sadhana in some way because their merit also goes to the parents and to the generation. Guru Gita says it. So I leave you with that. Honor your parents. Honor the Gurus. Happy Guru Purnima, everyone. Shubh Guru Purnima. Namaskar.